Man, I can't stand a Karen when they see a motorcycle. Actually, I can, because I'm just going to keep doing what I do. So, as some of you guys may notice that I just got a new camera. I just picked up the DJI Action 5. I was using the Insta360 Go 3, and I couldn't use a mic, so I really couldn't talk while I'm riding. I can only kind of talk, you know, if I'm off the bike or if I'm, you know, walking around or something like that. So today's the first day that I'm using it. I'm doing a test run to see how the video looks. Most of the settings is factory. I haven't tweaked it or done anything to it. I wanted to use the factory settings to gauge like how I want my video to look. I mean, if I like the factory settings, I'll probably keep it the way it is. Just depends. I'm open to any suggestions, or if you guys think I should do something different, I don't know. But I'm new to this camera, so I'm just trying to get it broken in. And I also did another update. I just added the R6 throttle tube to my MT07. And when I tell you it makes a difference, it makes a huge difference. I just saw a bike, man. I'm gonna see if I can I'm gonna try to catch up with this guy real quick. See if there's anybody I ride with in these groups I'll be pulling up to. I'm just gonna see who that was. It was just kind of blowing through. It's a pretty chill day today. It's not as hot as it typically is. It's like we're like in the 80s. I'm in Texas, so the 80s is cool weather for me. Yeah, I don't know where that guy went. I seen somebody on a bike. He looked familiar, but I couldn't really tell. I was gonna pull up and see who that was. But anyway. But yeah, I'm really just out here trying to test out this camera and see if I like the settings or whatever. But so far, I like this R6 throttle tube that I added to my bike. I put it on here like a week ago. If you have if you have a MT07, you should definitely put this on your bike, man. I mean, if you've been riding it for a while and you're comfortable on your MT07, you should definitely get the R6 throttle tube. I got mine from Amazon. It was actually a company called Motion Pro, but supposedly it's the same. It's the same as the R6 throttle tube. It was only $12, and I didn't have to add another grip. I used the same grip that I had already, so that was a plus. It was pretty easy to install. I had no issues installing it, man. It only took like about 20-30 minutes. So if you're new to, you know, doing modifications on your bike, I think the throttle tube is one of the easiest mods you can do. I'm gonna jump on a highway just to give you guys an idea, man, of how this throttle tube gets down, man. It feels like my bike feels faster with it on it, you know, because the pull is shorter. I can top speed a lot faster. It makes the bike feel, you know, it makes the bike feel a lot stronger than it was with the stock throttle tube. I love it, man. I love this throttle tube. I think this is one of the best upgrades I can put on this bike for $12, which makes the upgrade feel a whole lot more sweeter for only $12. Bike is so much fun to ride, you know, opposed to like a 1000. Now I'm not putting down no 1000. At some point I think I see myself on a 1000 for other reasons, but the MT07, it's one of the most enjoyable bikes you could be on. You just have to ride one to understand what I'm saying. But this bike, man, it's so much fun to ride. It makes you feel alive, man. It's so much more responsive with the upgraded throttle tube, the sound of it, you know, it's a liberating feeling, man, to ride these bikes. I probably should have worn my jacket or some sleeves. Cause I can feel all that debris kind of hitting up against my skin. I think the MT07 is probably it's probably the most enjoyable bike I've been on. I mean, I've had my first bike was an R6. I had a 250, I think it was a Hillsong. I had a Grom that I used to ride for a while. The Grom was pretty fun, but you know, you want that extra speed, you know. You can mod a Grom to be faster, but the MT07, it feels like a Grom and an R6 had a baby. If that makes sense. You got that speed, you got that comfort, you got the fun. It just feels good to ride, man. I think this guy here has a looks like a Ninja 400. That 400? 400. But yeah, I like to get on this highway, man. I always run into other bikers on this highway. Just kind of cruising. I don't think his bike will get past anything but about 90 miles an hour, so I'm gonna cruise with him for a little bit. But if you're in the market for a new bike, or you're thinking about riding, and you're trying to decide if the MT07 is a good starter bike, I would say it is and it isn't a good starter bike. You gotta have a lot of discipline with a throttle. With the throttle, if you get on one of these bikes, the MT07 is a very, very aggressive bike, man. Download speed is very aggressive, and that's why stunt riders love these bikes. You can pop wheelies in the first or second gear, probably even third, I'm not sure, but I know first and second is, especially with this throttle tool. Especially with this throttle tool, man, I can definitely pull this bike up in second gear. This is probably the best bike I've ever ridden, man. You know, if I had to compare it to the R6 that I used to have, I don't know, man. I like my R6 too. I liked it. I was in my 20s when I had the R6. I'm a lot older than that now. And but the MT07 is the sweet spot, man. Especially if you're not like in a very aggressive rider, you don't care to be riding 200 miles an hour, and you cool with hitting 125, 135. Man, the MT07 is perfect. These bikes are very reliable. The CP2 engine, man, they're fucking unbreakable. You gotta be a fucking savage to kind of to break these bikes. But if you ride them the way they're supposed to be ridden, these bikes, that, man, they will be good to you, man. So far I got I think about 8,000 miles on this bike, and all I've been doing is changing the oil. I just put a new tire on the rear since I bought it. I'm still going about over 4,000 miles on my front tire. By the time I get my second rear tire, then that's when I'm gonna replace the front. But yeah, I think my, oh no, he's still with me. I thought he exited off. Yeah, I think he has a Ninja 400. So I'm gonna cruise with him, you know. I'm gonna cruise with him. We gonna ride for a bit. If y'all got any suggestions on any settings or anything like that with this DJI XF5 camera, Let me know what settings y'all use. Like I said, I'm just going with the factory settings for now to kind of gauge what to do from there. But yeah, so far I like the camera. I played with it a little bit at home. I bought the DJI mic mini. So right now I'm using the mic mini as well for audio. Yeah, this throttle tube. I love it. It's so much, it just feels so much better to ride. The bike feels different. The bike, it feels like a different bike now. It feels like a totally different bike now. I've been riding bikes for about, I would say for about off and on for about 17 years. Like I said, the R6 is my first bike. I was 26 years old when I bought it, or when I got the bike. I only had it for a short period of time and ended up getting stolen. But that was the bike that I learned how to ride on. I wouldn't advise anybody to start on the R6. I didn't know too much about motorcycles at that time. All I knew was that I liked the R6. I wanted it. It was new. It was clean. It was it was the blue, the racing team blue. I was like one of the few guys on the street with it, which is why it was a hot bike, you know, and it got stolen before I was able to even put some insurance on it, which sucked. It was a pretty big loss for me, man, you know. But yeah, I learned how to ride on that bike. I popped my cherry off the R6. A couple guys that was riding already taught me how to ride the bike. You know, there was some pretty rough riders. They was like stunt riders and shit. And they showed me how to kick the gears and, you know, just showed me the basics, and I took that and I started out riding around the apartment complex I was staying in, and just trying to I was trying to get used to stopping and going and stopping and going, because the apartment complex I stayed in had a lot of stop signs. It was a huge apartment complex, so it was big enough for me to get acclimated, you know, with riding and learning the basics. To me, the most important thing to learn is how to stop and how to pull off. You know, how to get the bike in gear, how to get the bike in neutral. That's the most important thing to learn. You know, learn the gears, learn everything about it. I see some other guys on bikes on the surface road. But that's how I learned. And then one day, you know, I jumped on the highway, and yeah, man, I was riding since after that, man. I just fell in love with riding. fell in love with riding. I took a break for a while. You know, I got married, and you know, I had some kids, and then I started back riding about. I think I took almost a 10-year break. I jumped back on the 250. I got a 250. It was a heel song. I can't remember if I have a picture of it, I'll post it. But it was a heel song 250. I rode that for about 6 months. Then I sold it. A firefighter ended up buying it from me. And then I got I bought a Grom. I bought that, and then I rode that for about 2 years. Maybe 3, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 years. And then I sold that, or traded. I traded my Grom, and that's when I got the MT07. And I think this is probably one of the best bikes the funnest bike, one of the most enjoyable bikes I've ever ridden is the MT07. It's comfortable, it's torquey, it's an attention grabber. People love this bike. When I go to my group meets, people love this bike, man. Especially though the guys that like the stunt ride. You know, they love how clean it is, and they appreciate, you know, how clean I keep my bike, and they love it. They love it. Yeah, if you anybody is out there, man, in the Dallas, Texas area, you know, drop a comment below, man. You know, I go to a lot of group rides. I pull up to a lot of group meets. Very interested in meeting new people. I love people that love to ride, man. You know, this is something I enjoy. Something I love to do, to clear my head, to brighten my day, whatever, man. It's something about getting on 2 wheels, man, and you know, it's a very liberating feeling. It may be for some, it may, you know, and for some, it's some people don't like it, but it's a hobby that I think I would never stop enjoying, you know. My dream bike, I don't want to say my dream bike, I don't like saying that, but my next bike I think I want to get is going to either be a R1, a triple R. I still like the R6, but I don't want an R6. I don't want it. I just don't want an R6. Or a 600, CBR 600 double R. I like the Honda 600 double R's. It was going to be between this MT07 and the 600 double R, but at the time it was hard to find, and they had this particular MT07 that I was looking for, so I went ahead and pulled the trigger on it and got it. I was offered a pretty good deal for it, for me to, you know, trade my my Honda Grom. They offered me a pretty good deal for it, so I went ahead and got it. Because this particular bike, it has been hard for me to find, and I ended up finding it without really even looking for it. I was just going to bike shops that was local to where I live, and the shop I went to, which is Red Line Riders, they had it. It was, at the time, I think it had 4,400 miles on it. It was in pretty good condition. The guy did lay the bike down at a slow speed. It didn't damage anything like dramatically, but there was some scuffs on it that didn't really bother me. But the price, you know, was good, and I went ahead and got it. And to this day, you know, I've had the bike for over a year, and I don't regret this bike. I don't regret having this bike. I'm not even sure if I would trade this bike for another. I think I would want to keep it and buy another bike, but I don't know. You know, it's like I don't have really room to just pile up bikes at my house. Because my wife's car, my car, my bike, you know, I don't know. You know, this fits just good enough in my garage in between both cars. And I'm definitely like, I definitely wouldn't have this bike sitting outside. I would have none of my bikes sitting outside, man. I'm hoping my audio sounds good. I'm not sure what the settings are on my audio. I think I have the noise cancellation on, and I have everything at default. But like I said, it's just a test run. Y'all want me to do any videos or anything particular? I'll be doing a video on, like, you know, reasons why I think you should buy the MT07 and reasons why you may not want to buy it. A lot of content that I'm thinking about doing now that I've upgraded my camera. I was only using my Insta360 Go 3 camera basically to get my feet wet with bike content. You know, get used to riding with a camera on me and recording footage. But yeah, man, I appreciate you guys for watching. Hopefully I'm putting out some decent content. I'm still, you know, I feel like I'm still new to this motor blogging. Even though I've pumped out like a ton of bike videos, I'm still new to it. There's a lot of evolving I can do. Well, I'm still evolving, you know. But if y'all made it this far, I appreciate y'all for watching.